Today, we're going deep. We're not just going to review AI, but we're going to break down what it actually feels like for a beginner in 2026 to use Fitbod. The good, the bad, the surprisingly smart, and also the parts that actually concern me. Because over 20 years in the fitness industry here in Australia, I've seen beginners fail for one very specific reason. Not because they were lazy, not because they lacked motivation, but it was because they walked into a gym and they had absolutely no idea what they were doing. And now AI says it can solve that very problem. Because this app, Fitbod AI, may help thousands of people, or it may create a whole generation of gym goers who purely rely on AI for everything fitness, destroying their motivation and embedding really bad habits that could take thousands of reps to get out. All right, let's clear something up immediately. Fitbod is not magic. And it's definitely not some future AI coach that watches your every move and gives you detailed feedback on everything you do. At its core, Fitbod is an AI-generated workout app. That means you build workouts based off your previous weights, your previous reps, your previous rest time, your recovery and injuries, and anything else that you can put into Fitbod. It works out based off the data you put into it. That means it builds workouts based off things like your recovery, your available time, your rest, your training history, and the exercises you've already completed. So instead of opening notes in your iPhone that you may have written down or recorded off YouTube, or trying to remember someone else's random workout that you saw in the gym, Fitbod generates a structured workout automatically. And honestly, that alone is so valuable for any beginner in the gym or studio or wherever you might be, because it's not effort that beginners struggle with, it's decision making. Decisions like, what workout should I do today? What exercises should I do? What equipment should I use? How many sets? How many reps? How much rest time? How many days between workouts? It's so easy to get overwhelmed by all these decisions that new beginners have to face as soon as they walk into a gym. And Fitbod clears this up and gives you a workout based off as much data as you can give it. And it's so personalized that it just makes it easier for a beginner to start. At the end of the day, mental friction destroys consistency. Now here's where the AI comes into play. The app tracks performance over time. So if your bench press improves, your recovery time drops, or your volume changes, then the app will change future workouts automatically. That's actually a pretty big deal, because progressive overload, which is just basically increasing training sets over time, is really one of the most important concepts in fitness. And most beginners normally completely misunderstand this. Beginners think progress is destroying themselves in the gym or sweating more or just doing hard random workouts. It doesn't. Progress comes from structured progression, and Fitbod tries to automate that process. But here's the thing. The app is only as smart as the information that you put into it. And this is where things start to get interesting, because a beginner doesn't often know enough to even guide the AI correctly. And that creates a weird paradox. So the people who need the AI coaching the most are often the least qualified to even know if the AI is giving them a good decision or bad decision. And for an experienced trainer like myself, that matters a lot. Let me paint a realistic picture for you. You're 42 years of age, you've gained weight over the last 10 years, work got really busy, kids happened, marriage happened, life got super busy, your energy has absolutely disappeared. Energy is something that you just remember, it's not something that ever happens. And then you finally decide, I need to get back in shape. So you join a gym and you walk in, and within the first 5 minutes of being there, you want to leave. Because the gym feels like organized chaos. You've got crazy guys lifting stupid amounts of weight. You've got girls lifting stupid amounts of weight. You've got guys that are focused. You've got girls that are doing influencer videos and guys doing influencer videos. But everyone in the gym seems to look like they know what they're doing, except for you. That's what these fitness apps are selling you relief from. Not just a workout, relief. And honestly, I understand why these apps like Fitbod are absolutely exploding in the fitness industry. Personal training can be so expensive. Some trainers charge from $100 to $250 per hour. And let's be honest, not all trainers are good or worth the money. Some trainers are incredible, and some trainers are just human motivational quotes wearing active gear. So beginners look at AI fitness apps like Fitbod and think, maybe this is simpler. No awkward conversations, no intimidation, no scheduling, no pressure, just open the app and train. And that convenience is powerful, especially for busy adults. And there's also another reason why people love these apps: decision fatigue. Let's face it, modern life can be very exhausting. People, just like you and me, make thousands of decisions every single day. What bus to catch, what fuel to put in our car, what to eat, where to pick the kids up after school, what emails to send, what meetings to go to, what that sign says, should I read this piece of content online or should I not read this piece of content online? Should I turn my phone off late at night? Should I eat popcorn? Should I not eat popcorn? Thousands of decisions are made every single day. So going to the gym and trying to make more decisions can just be totally overwhelming. So the last thing people want at the end of their day is to become a part-time exercise scientist. So Fitbod reduces the mental load, and that's one of the smartest things about it. So the easier that you make fitness work in someone's brain, the more likely it is that that person will stick with fitness moving forward. And that's not laziness, that's just human behavior. Alright, so let's talk about where Fitbod actually really impresses me. Because despite some of the app's limitations, there are some areas in this app that are legitimately useful, especially for beginners. Firstly, simplicity. This app removes one of the biggest problems beginners face. What should I do today? And that sounds small, but it's not. Because consistency dies in confusion. And Fitbod simply reduces confusion. Secondly, the equipment customization is excellent because you can tell the app exactly what equipment is available to you. It might be a full-size gym, it might be a studio, it could be your home gym, it could be no gym, it could be just resistance bands, maybe one set of dumbbells, a hotel gym. You just put in whatever equipment you've got or whatever equipment you don't have and it will work it out from there. Because flexibility in an app matters so much. Beginners will always quit if the program feels unrealistic. Because if a workout that Fitbod gives you has 6 machines that you don't have access to, you're just going to give up. So for me, Fitbod adapts surprisingly well here. Okay, third, the tracking system is actually pretty good. And this is where many fitness AI apps quietly outperform many people. Humans are emotional. Apps are consistent. Fitbod tracks reps, sets, rest, recovery, estimated strength, recovery patterns, muscle fatigue, and beginners need feedback loops to stay consistent. Let me tell you, motivation drops very quick if beginners don't see results. These apps create visible momentum that's mentally very powerful because there's something even more important happening beneath all of this: habit building. And honestly, this might be the most valuable part of the entire app. Not elite programming, not crazy AI, habit building. Because beginners don't need the perfect workout, they just need something that keeps them showing up week in, week out. And Fitbod does a really good job of creating structure. And structure reduces or minimizes or deletes anxiety. And anxiety reduction increases consistency, and consistency creates results. And that's the chain reaction. Okay, so now we need to talk about the stuff that concerns me. And most fitness app reviews fail to talk about this stuff. AI fitness apps are fantastic at organizing workouts, but fitness is not just organization. And this is where beginners are very vulnerable. Fitbod cannot truly coach movement. It cannot show in-person demonstrations, and it cannot show you cues. It cannot stand beside you and say, stop rolling your lower back, sit back on the heels, try to align your knees, keep your chest up, keep your chin down, eyesight on the horizon, your left shoulder's slightly high, maybe we should correct that, engage your TVA, that weight is too heavy, And those details matter so much to beginners because they need to set off on the right path so that they achieve their goals faster without injuries, and they learn how to move correctly forever. And here's the honest truth. A beginner often won't know if they're doing something incorrectly. That can be dangerous because once you've learned bad habits, bad form technique, those techniques are stuck in your body until they're corrected. And trying to correct bad habits can take thousands of repetitions. A great coach doesn't just prescribe you exercises. A great coach will stand beside you and observe fear, observe energy, observe sleep, observe your movement, observe all the little cues, like if your back's rounding, if you've engaged your TVA, are you sitting on the heels, are your knees in line, is your chest up, are your eyes on the horizon, are your shoulders level? All of these things, plus the emotions that go into a human person. Unfortunately, AI is not up to that level yet. AI doesn't truly understand humans yet. It understands patterns. That's very different. Another problem is emotional accountability. This one's huge. When your motivation crashes, the fitness app doesn't care, but a coach will notice straight away. A coach will ask questions, will sit you down, will try and mentally engage you again because they're skilled in that area to bring you back on to the fitness wagon to get you going again. And right now, an AI cannot replicate that in the real world. And despite all the hype around these fitness apps, the human connection will still drive longer success, not algorithms. But here's something fascinating to think about. Fitbod can actually make beginners more confident, but with more confidence becomes more dependence. And that tension is really important because the app really becomes the beginner's brain and you stop learning why your workouts are working. You simply just follow the instructions and that's what you do. And for many people, that's completely fine. But for others, it creates passive fitness behavior. And that passive fitness behavior rarely creates long-term mastery of fitness. So for example, imagine two beginners. Beginner A uses just Fitbod for 1 year. Beginner B uses Fitbod plus learns the principles of fitness for 1 year. By the end of the year, both may look physically the same, but mentally they're completely different. One understands the app and the other understands their body. And that difference matters a lot, especially when progress slows down. And there's another issue. Generic workouts, even with personalization and AI involved, can feel really robotic. Because let's face it, humans aren't spreadsheets. Some people hate certain exercises, some people hate certain machines, some people lack mobility, some people have pain, some people are exhausted from work stress, some people slept for 2 hours because their toddler became a WWE world wrestler at 2 a.m. in the morning. Real life really does affect training, and AI struggles with this. Now let's zoom out for a second, because Fitbod isn't just an app. It's part of something much bigger. It's rapidly changing the fitness industry. Workout generation, nutritional planning, recovery analysis, wearable technology integration, movement tracking, voice coaching, personalized recommendations. This industry is moving fast. And honestly, a lot of trainers are terrified. But here's my recommendation after over 20 years in the fitness industry. Bad trainers should be extremely worried, and great coaches shouldn't, because these AI fitness apps expose lazy coaches extremely fast. Because if your value as a trainer is simply just writing out workouts for your clients, then AI has already got you, and it's got you aggressively. But elite coaching, now that's deeper. Communication, motivation, behavioral, emotional support, empathy, leadership, the list just goes on. And AI struggles there massively. And honestly, the future of fitness is probably a hybrid of both. AI will handle all the structure and the back-end data, whereas a human will be there for the emotional support, the motivation, and that human connection that AI just cannot give us. And when those two combinations of an elite trainer and AI combine, that is extremely powerful moving forward for everyone. Alright, so after all of this, who is Fitbod actually good for? I would say it's specifically good for 4 types of people. First, the overwhelmed beginner. Someone who needs immediate attention with structure, no complicated spreadsheets, no crazy data, no overthinking, just guidance. Second is busy professionals and parents. People who have got limited bandwidth, people who need efficiency, people who want to train consistently without turning fitness into a second job. Third, returning gym goers. People who trained years ago but lost all their momentum. Fitbod is great at helping people return to fitness without feeling overwhelmed. And fourth, people who really enjoy analyzing data. People who love tracking progress, people who want structured feedback, people who just love analyzing data. Those types of people will probably enjoy the app experience. Now, the people that shouldn't rely heavily on using Fitbod are people that may have really bad mobility, people recovering from bad injuries, people who need deep accountability, people that require highly specialized coaching needs, and honestly, people who refuse to learn basic exercise techniques and form, because eventually at some point you must understand your own body and how it moves. Because AI cannot permanently outsource self-awareness for you. At least not yet. At least not yet. So is Fitbod AI worth it in 2026? Or is it just another overhyped fitness subscription? And here's the honest answer. For beginners, it can be extremely useful, possibly even life-changing for some users. Because the hardest part of fitness often isn't just the workout, it's removing confusion. And Fitbod does that very well. It lowers friction, it builds structure, it simplifies decisions, and for many adults, that's exactly what they need. But, and this is the most important part, it is not a replacement for learning, and it is not a replacement for movement quality. And it's definitely not equal to an elite level coach. Well, not yet. The smartest way to use Fitbod is as a guide, not as a god. Use it to build consistency, use it to remove being overwhelmed, use it to create momentum, but also learn technique, learn your body, and learn recovery. Learn why training works. Because people who succeed long term eventually become active participants in their own fitness journey, not just passive followers. And honestly, that's where I think the future of fitness is heading. Not humans versus AI, humans with AI. So people who combine both intelligently will probably get the best results. But I want to know something from you in 2026. Would you trust AI to plan your workout? Or do you think fitness still needs a human coach? Drop your thoughts below in the comments. And if you want more honest breakdowns of AI and the fitness industry, smart gym technology, and where the fitness industry is probably going to be heading next, subscribe to my channel Fitness AI, because this industry is changing very fast and most people don't know what's coming next.